Hey guys, welcome to the vault. We are back with another exclusive video. Today, we're talking Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez has a collaboration with his foundation with a Canadian retailer called VOAK Sportswear. They've established themselves since 2018, and we're going to go through the collaboration that they have with Pedro. So one of the biggest Pedro fans I know is the guy sitting with me right here, Pierre. So Pierre's going to talk about it a little bit. So,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Listen, Pedro is right there with my favorite player kind of group. So I've got, David Ortiz is right there with Pedro, but those two guys are just like the ultimate Red Sox to me. Folks that I just loved watching play. They really were one of the reasons why the Red Sox were on my TV every day they played for many, many years. So, Pedro specifically was the guy that if he was pitching, it didn't matter what was going on in my life. I was gonna be in front of the TV watching him pitch. You know how a lot of times, when you're watching baseball, you want to watch your team's offense, right? For me, I would never get up from my TV if Pedro was on the mound. I just wouldn't. I needed to see every pitch. I needed to see everything he did. He was one of these guys that, to me, was dominant in ways that you can barely explain. What is it, 5 foot something, 165 pounds soaking wet, but dominating steroid freak after steroid freak. And people always, I get into a lot of debates about Pedro Martinez, but in my opinion, his peak was, I maybe Randy Johnson rivals his peak, maybe, but his extreme peak, Pedro Martinez to me was the best to ever do it. Considering the offensive numbers of the competition during the era in which he dominated, there weren't many others that did it the way he did. That's one component of Pedro Martinez was the athlete. The thing that I liked equally about Pedro Martinez was his giving spirit, right? So in 2004, when the Red Sox won that World Series, after losing in the ALCS in heartbreaking fashion the year prior to the New York Yankees, Pedro had a quote that I first heard in the championship video that ensued after the win, right? And it basically, to surmise it, it was talking about how 15 years prior to that quote, he was sitting under a mango tree without even 50 cents to take the bus somewhere. And what I loved about that quote wasn't necessarily the fact that he came, that he didn't have 50 cents. It was more about, he was humble and grounded and didn't forget where he came from and was thankful for what he had. And it humanized him in a way to me that I'll never forget. And what spawned from that was this Pedro Martinez Foundation. And I think part of what makes this man special is he wanted to give back. A lot of folks, they get that money, they get that fame, and they kind of ride off into the sunset and forget where they came from and forget those people that surrounded them in their youth. But he created this Pedro Martinez Foundation, which its primary focus is really supporting the underprivileged youth of the Dominican Republic. And the Pedro Martinez Foundation has a website where there's different kinds of Pedro Martinez memorabilia and shirts and whatnot, where 100% of the proceeds goes to that foundation. Now, what we're going to talk about, though, is this collaboration that's pretty interesting because I love fitted caps. We all know that. I love Pedro Martinez. So what better collaboration for me to get excited about than one that involves Pedro Martinez and New Era caps? So Leon, why don't you take everyone through the partner in this collaboration?
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, VOAK Sportswear, they're out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. So for the geographically inclined, that's in Canada. So they go by VOAKSportswear.com. You'll be able to catch this release this Saturday. We'll give you the details at the end of the video, but this is what the website looks like. And then there's from what we know, there's 2 hats that are in the initial drop.
Yeah.
So we got navy here with almost a vice blue, almost an azure blue bottom. What you don't see here is the side hit. The side hit will have the Pedro pointing to the sky. But beautiful looking hat. What's your first take or your initial reaction to this one?
Listen, Montreal hats you can't go wrong with.
Mm-hmm.
I think that logo is iconic, even though they haven't been in existence for I don't know how many years at this point. But it's an
Yeah.
iconic logo, beautiful, simple. But the colors on this are fantastic. It's not something that the Expos wore on field, but I
Mm-hmm.
do love the colorway here. I love that navy with that alternate blue undervisor. Just a fantastic looking combination. I love the hat. Right when I saw it, I'm like, I need to have this.
Yeah, with as many blues that the Expos have been affiliated with, I don't think I've ever seen them.
Either of these.
Yeah, so they did an interesting color choice. It's cool. It's fresh. But
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, this is pretty much the only logo they ever wore on a hat, and there's only so many ways you can do it, and they found a fresh way to kind of do it. So good on them. And then
Yeah.
the second hat, you can see the side hit more visibly here,
Yeah.
two-tone white with that same navy. The under visor might be a surprise to us. We don't know exactly what it is, but hopefully it won't deter you from buying this hat. It's a cool
Hopefully
looking
it's
hat.
not black. That's all I'll
Yeah, I
say.
don't think they're gonna. I'm
Ah.
I'm gonna guess they went red
We
or
don't know
gray.
though. We don't know,
Yeah,
but we'll see.
yeah,
But I'm just hoping it's not black. Right?
yeah. I
Yeah.
highly doubt they went with vice blue on the other one. They,
Yeah.
I don't. The likelihood of them going black is very rare, but you never know. You
Either
never
way,
know.
both these hats are fantastic, man, and I'm in. Pedro Martinez, Montreal Expos, new era, fantastic cause. I'm all in. So
Hmm.
let's do this, Leon. Let's recap where people can find this and at what time, and then we'll bid everyone adieu.
Yeah. So Saturday, January 9th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at VOAK you'll be able to capture and collect hopefully these two hats, and half the proceeds go to the Pedro Martinez Foundation. Great cause, and look stylish while doing it. So,
Yeah, that's it. Well, thanks, Leon. Leon, take us away, buddy.
all right. Make sure you guys like, rate, review, subscribe. We will catch you guys soon with some more exclusive content. Until then, stay fitted, guys. We'll catch you later.
See you, everybody.